sold it.
You're the one that runs the clothing line, right?
Yeah, that's my shit.
How's it going?
What's really funny is that like it did good on its own before I got all the publicity and stuff, but now that like everyone has seen this shit, it's like demand's crazy.
Really?
So like what I'm gonna probably end up doing is like, you know, turning into like an exclusive thing. Now I'm straight for now. It's too early. Turning into an exclusive thing where like you know people want to order from me. I'll probably have my own store or something like that. But we'll see. It's cool that you know people are interested though.
Do you print for other bands and stuff as well, or is it just your thing?
No. I never got into the business of making shirts for anybody. I just I got inspired to build a brand just off of like, you know, things that I grew up loving in like art and culture and things like that. And you know, I was kind of always like brand savvy or whatever. Like I would like get into it and like, oh, it's so cool that all these different companies are expressing themselves in different ways, you know. Yeah. So I just figured like, why not take a shot at it.
That's really cool you got that perspective on it, because a lot of people that I see that do screen printing on their own, like out of their house or like a skate shop or something like that,
okay,
they're just looking at it as like kind of like a market to like make money, you know what I mean? But like, the fact that there's people out there that want to print clothing is like a way of expression, and like this is kind of like my message.
Yeah,
I do the same thing with a band, but you can wear it as well.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I would just, I mean, what's funny is like I assume that that's what most people do it for.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're someone who wants to put like a triangle with a eye in it and the stars going here and then your name, and I mean, if that's how you want to express yourself, cool. But I can also see how that being like maybe just someone's trying to get a quick dollar.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Somebody's trying to make a living.
Yeah. It's like the way I saw that, I was like, man, these are fucking offensive, which is always cool to have an offensive angle to it. But I was like, you know what? Some people are gonna take these and just be like, he's a fucking prick and he's just trying to upset people. I'm like, no, dude, because think about it this way. It applies to a certain type of people, like younger kids that find shit like that hilarious are gonna buy them for a different reason, as opposed to the whole mockery of modern media, which is what I think you kind of get for. You know what I mean? Like the shirt you're wearing now, it's like the media glamorizes that shit. They show shit on the news. If they could have had the full Columbine footage on the news, they would have fucking shown it.
You want to know something funny about that Columbine incident? Because I will never forget that day. Because I just so happened, and this is a true story, it was 7th grade, and I had played hooky. I was like, I don't want to go to school today. And so instead of going to school, I stayed home, and literally I watched it all develop live on TV as a kid, as a little kid.
Well, how old are you?
And 7th grade, I must have been like 12 years old.
How old are you now?
I'm 26.
Oh shit, you're younger than I am. I'm 29.
So like, I remember how much of an impact that made on my generation, period.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I carry that. I really do. Like, that changed a lot of things, how people perceive young adults and people who like are a little off kilter or think differently. And like, I was subjectified as one of those kids growing up. I would get pulled out of classrooms all the time. Like, we want to talk to you, make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
And you know, like, so it's like to see myself in that position, or like kind of like coming from that place, to me, making a shirt out of it, which I'm clearly wearing now, is not about promoting violence or killing people. It's just like a frame of mind. It's understanding things that happen in your life and things that go on around you, and what you're going to do about it, really, how you're going to choose to deal with it. And obviously I used an image that literally, you could just Google the words Columbine and this might be the first thing that comes up, which really, it basically is. I was like,
it is the first thing.
I took a pop culture image and a pop culture reference, and I put the two and two together to make a t-shirt. And that's really all it is. And if people want to find a reason to be upset about it,
and they always will, no matter what you're doing,
then all they have done is basically fallen into the hands of what I initially sought out to do, which is to get their attention, you know?
You know what, the same exact way that, so what Marilyn Manson did with all the members of his band. He had, you know, Marilyn Manson, Marilyn Monroe, Charles Manson. He took a glamorized, he took something glamorous from the media and something bad that happened that the media fucked. The media basically sucked the cock of Marilyn Monroe and the cock of Charles Manson. It was the same to them. You know what, they put it together. And you know what, I see people being like, oh, this guy's a racist and this and that. I'm like, no, he's showing you what the fuck, like, do you ever read the comments and shit online about this?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Go to like the PRP.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dude,
I've seen it.
It's fucking stupid. I'm like, you know what? Even if you don't like his music, you do like the music. I'm like, people are gonna find a reason to just, like, you know, talk shit.
Funny thing about that whole clothing thing, there's a band from my area called Cold Soul.
Yeah.
Right.
And before anybody realized it was a clothing company, they thought it was this band called Cold Soul printing shirts like that for like the shop guy.
Right,
I guess a lot of people didn't like that guy to begin with.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He caught a lot of flack for it. But I mean, there's tons of bands that do that, and it kind of sucks that like they subjectify a clothing line.
Here's the deal. Here's the thing. Anything that I do, no matter what it is, it's under the radar basically.
Yeah.
People are gonna.
You're also in a popular band.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing is I don't put my position as an artist in front of me as a person. I don't go like, well, I sing for this band, so you should care. Yeah. It's like I just sing for this band, but you care more than I do. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. You know, I'm not like contemplating in my head like, oh, I'm in a mirror. What can I do with that? It's more just like I'm me, and everything I do is to fulfill purpose for me. And if you can be a part of that and vibe with me, then that's what's up. And if you're not with it, that's okay too. But I'm not asking you to be about it, you know.
One way or the other, I'm doing me.
Yeah, really, you know.
That's
So.
fucking, dude, can I roll this into a blunt? Of the rest of this, so for later.
Yeah, I'll put it back.
Dude, it's so awesome. You're letting us roll this weed in here. Could you hold the camera while I do this?
But yeah, all the people saying that like it's promoting bigotry and stuff like that is like, you know, it's so insane. Like,
Yeah. You know, people want to find
it's
reasons
insane.
to jerk off. Like,
I did an interview yesterday for Metal Insider, and the guy next to me was asking me, he's like, first things first, let's talk about the controversy of t-shirts. I was like, if people really see my clothing line as racism, they are obviously racist.
I don't want them wearing my shirt.
Yeah, because if I see a black person hitting a white person in the face, my initial reaction is not, that's a hate crime.
Yeah.
That guy's being no, it's like, no, that human being hit the other human being in the face.
Yeah.
And reverse goes the same way. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it. I can't understand like why people.
Dude, it's hard to wrap your
past that. You know what I mean?
I deal with enough nut jobs in like this area. I can't imagine touring the country and seeing like the completely just different perspectives that other people have.
I mean,
that
I
is
feel
flawed.
like what it comes down to is everyone really feels the same pains, feels the same pleasures, has similar fears. You know, we all we all want good for ourselves and people we care about. And I don't see how me printing a couple t-shirts had anything to do with that.
Nah, people
you
just.
know what I mean? Like, if you want to hate on me and really not like anything I do, that's fine. But to go out of your way to try to like really have an opinion about it and really feel like
manipulate
about it, it's just like.
You know, dude,
insane.
you did something that, you know, somebody just happened that day just to decide to take the day out on you. You know what I mean?
Nothing else happened.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like there's probably nothing. It's not nothing even personal towards you, because the amount of like offensive shit I see in an American Eagle is, you know what I mean, more than enough.
Like this you know, this
like,
fucking shit. Like I have a daughter. She's 5.
Uh-huh.
You go in some clothing stores. It's like there's some little kid's underwear. It says like, you know, hot spot or some bullshit like right on her crotch. I'm like, who the fuck comes up with these ideas? What kind of diddlers come up with these ideas? You know? That's bullshit. They're kids.
And you know, what's really funny is that like after that, where he I mean, whatever, you can take this conversation whenever you want, but like I think it's funny that a shirt that I'm wearing right now was such a terrible thing to idea, but I had another T-shirt that didn't get as much slack that I personally thought was even more offensive.
Yeah.
That was an homage to one of my favorite movies, was RoboCop.
Hell yeah.
I love RoboCop.
Fuck yeah,
all right.
dude.
Now,
Right
I love.
here.
Let's get real. I love RoboCop. Okay. One of the best parts of the movie was the 8209, the big machine that tries to kill RoboCop, right?
Fuck yeah. That and the toxic waste part.
I took that awesome scene. I took a photo from that of the creator standing next to the 8209, and wrote "Cop Killer" across the top. Cop Killer shirt, completely fine.
Yeah.
No one even mentioned it. I looked online. I looked through all these news sites that said about me. No one mentions that T-shirt, and so it just proves to me that people just go out of their way to be selective about what makes them mad.
Dude, absolutely.
It's absurd, and like I couldn't believe, like, wow, like, so the one thing that like I think almost blatantly was like like violent.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. You know, killing cops is cool. We don't really mind.
Killing
that.
cops is cool, but you know, getting back at bullies is just fucked.
And you know what? And I'm not gonna say that like what these kids did is like the right thing to do.
No, not at all.
Fuck that.
But
I sympathize
that's a
with those
real
kids.
harsh reality. That's a real thing that happened. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I also like the person also asked me yesterday like, well, what about people that like are still sensitive from the recent like John Holmes? I'm like, or whatever something Holmes, whatever his name is. I'm like,
Yeah, the guy that hit up that.
Yeah,
Was
I'm
that
like,
the
you
Temple
can't-
guy or the
you
Batman
can't
guy?
please
That's the Batman
everybody.
guy.
It's pathetic that I can't keep up.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I'm like, yeah, John Holmes. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, listen, dude. But there was other incidents that happened before John Holmes. How come no one's upset about that?
Yeah.
Is there anyone right now waking up every day being like, and trust me, this is not to take lighthearted, but like, there are people waking up right now going, oh man, 9/11, like,
Yeah.
Is that happening? Are there people waking up
don't-
every day feeling that angst or that worried about the life around them? Like, no, everyone's completely forgotten about it at this point. I
Dude,
feel
even-
it's gonna come. It's literally become a fucking holiday. You
Yeah.
look up 9/11 on the fucking calendar. It has a little thing. It says like,
Yeah.
Pride, America Pride Day, some shit
Yeah.
like that. It's like,
Patriot.
Dude,
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
for
you,
example, dude, the whole Zimmerman thing. Like, yo, I don't remember the last time I heard somebody talk about that. But the kid with Edward Zimmerman and the
No one
Trayvon
cares
kid in
anymore,
Florida,
dude.
it was a big controversy. Yeah.
No one
Dude,
gives a
Joe,
fuck
for
anymore,
like 3 weeks, like, at my work, all they play is talk radio because
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
can get along musically.
Yeah.
So for 3 weeks, all I heard about was this dude, Edward Zimmerman, shot this kid Trayvon, this black kid,
Right.
and apparently like claimed self-defense because Florida is set up that way where it's whatever. And dude, for like 3 weeks, I heard like the Black Panthers like talking about rioting in Texas and like all this shit, and then it's like, oh, here's another tragedy. This Sandusky thing blew up again, and then it was like, well, nobody gives a fuck about that. But like, I'm sure if in 3 weeks' time you would have printed a shirt of this Trayvon kid getting shot, it would have been the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah,
but nobody even cares.
If you would have had a shirt like that, like if you would have had something making fun of the Sandusky kids, that would have been fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
raping kids. Like you're
Yeah,
talking
no,
about events that aren't even relevant right now.
I
You
know.
what mean?
And like I said, man, it's just I know people, our society in general, we choose what to be sensational about. If we feel like this is something that it's so easy for me to like tag onto and have an opinion about, I'm gonna say it. You know, if you bring someone a piece of art, you know, they're gonna say either I like it or I don't like it, and that's as far as it gets. But if you take something that people can like dodge into and understand,
I think they have their own
like,
facts figured out and
you know
shit
what I
like
mean?
that. But on a more positive note, you brought up RoboCop, great movie. What do you think about the remake of Total Recall?
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down?
Two thumbs down.
Did you see it?
No, I'm not gonna see it.
Yeah,
First
dude,
off, it's called Recall with a K.
I think,
As if that
No,
word
they
wasn't offensive enough to me.
It's fucking 1998, like new metal name.
But dude,
It is, yo, it's
I think something worse than that, the remake in Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
You don't remember Red Dawn? It was like one of those, it was like,
messing up.
Sheen,
yeah.
Thomas Howe, where the Russians come down, and they're in school, and they all got to take off and
I
fight on
haven't
the
seen the
road.
movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
dude,
I'm
yo,
moving about
it's good.
people.
Movies for the road.
know.
It was like the Outsiders with communists.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
It was just one of those
There
movies.
was actually something, I didn't want to get hung up on the clothes thing for too long. I wanted to mention you guys on tour. Clearly you're a young band, dude. You guys are my age. I'd be doing this if I was in your guys' band now. You know, 8 strings, heavy guitars, you know. It's, shit is popular right now, man. Girls love it. Do you have a girlfriend right now?
No.
Fuck, okay. On the road, right? You hear stories about Motley Crue and all those bands. Do you guys really get to just like fuck broads on the road, like knock them down?
If you want to, that life is there for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not gonna say that that's completely the right path for everyone. For some guys, that's the bee's knees. You know what I'm saying?
Last thing I should be doing is touring.
I think really, the real truth of it is that like, it's hard to trust people nowadays. And if you want to get close to someone like that, and you want to take those risks to have a one-night stand with someone who's at the fucking concert, you know what I'm saying? You want to take that, roll that dice, go for it, man. You know what I'm saying? It has taken out plenty of people.
Next thing you know, you're on Maury.
Yeah,
or you got
like,
AIDS.
Well,
yeah, man.
actually,
like,
you know, in the hardcore scene around here recently, there was a big AIDS.
Yeah, there was an
scare.
AIDS scare.
Apparently, somebody in a more popular band, in hardcore, contracted HIV from being on the road, from fucking too many girls on the road. Now he's got it, and like everyone in the area, we all wigged out, like we all got our AIDS. I mean, I was an ex-heroin shooter, you know, dude. I was fucking scared.
yeah.
We all, you know, people went on and gotten tested, but it really brought down to like a personal and at-home level. Like a lot of our friends are in bands, like bigger bands. Our friend's band, you ever hear Reign Supreme?
Yeah, of course.
Our boys are in Reign Supreme. They're from around here, so you know they tour, and it just thinks like, man, you know, this hits closer to home. Like that shit's real.
Yeah.
But then you have some animals on the road that just fuck anything. Like, I read the Corn book. I read both Corn books, right? I just had to see what a life of meth was like on the road with a 7-string.
Yeah.
And Fieldy, man, that motherfucker just. He would have broads waiting for him back at the bus.
Yo, to this day, Fieldy has the nicest crib, MTV cribs ever did.
He also,
For the record.
You think so?
Dude, it's up there, man.
All right.
He also
He's got a nice crib and everything.
Just because it's like ghetto fabulous, like to the extent like this is what you do when you're new metal band makes it. You buy 80-gallon fish tanks and lowriders for 3-year-olds.
True.
He also eats Xannies all day as prescribed in the book. That's why he don't give a fuck. He's like, I can drink all night, smoke weed, and then eat Xannies all morning, and I feel fine. I'm like, yeah, dude. Meanwhile, you're gonna be blacked out.
Eminem did it
for
for the platinum record.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Eminem did do it, man.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you want that life for yourself, it's out there. But can I be honest with you? I know people that are not in touring bands who stay fucking a different girl every fucking night.
I got friends like that.
Or every other night. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
It's like, being in a band does not make you more of a scumbag more than any other person.
Just
Like,
gives you more opportunities.
I want everyone to fucking know that shit. Just because I'm in a different state every fucking day or a different fucking time every night does not mean my dick is in a different girl every night.
That was absolutely meant for some girl.
And on some real shit, fucking bitches get the shit twisted. Like, oh, I wouldn't talk to some dude in a band or that shit's like, are you fucking serious? Like, you really think that like that's my main concern right now is fucking pussy? Like,
literally, that was about to be my next question. Do you ever get like a rep for that?
Oh
like,
yeah, my rep is terrible for that.
Really?
And I feel like I'm an angel, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
I straight up studied this shit before I didn't know if I was gonna interview with the band.
Yeah.
I figured it was probably gonna be you since you're more vocal than everyone else.
Yeah.
And I was like studying about it, and I'm just like reading different things. I'm like, oh yeah, this guy must just fuck this bitch and this, and like I just wanted to know. That's why I asked you. I wanted to know, what was up.
Yeah.
Like you get a stigma being attached to being a rock star, I guess. And you guys, and you guys are getting up there. You're starting to. I remember when you first came out, I heard you on XM radio. It was that "Keeping It Real Goes Wrong" song, or whatever.
Okay.
Song was. I heard it and I was like, all right. I was like, these guys seem to be going somewhere. I don't pay attention to too much new stuff anymore. Next thing I know, these motherfuckers are putting out records left and right, and I see dudes in Emmure, everything. The boxing gloves, which is something else I wanted to ask you about. All of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck?
Why do 12-year-old kids have boxing gloves?
Yeah, here's the boxing gloves. We made them. Well, not even we made them. A friend of ours made them for us. He was like, hey man, I think this would be cool to sell. And if you have any kind of idea of what the music business is like, or any kind of entertainment business whatsoever, merchandising. That is a key word.
Marketing is key.
So we're like, we have a boxer themed album. We'll make a special collection of boxing gloves that people want to like buy just to collector's piece have. And I'll be honest with you, they were cheaply made. The stickers that were on them would just go right off and be blank boxing gloves in 2 seconds. But it was an idea, and I think it's really funny that for a little while that it was like such like a big deal that we did that, but it really isn't that far out of the box to me. It's just a band putting their brand on another item.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the newer band that came out, Title Fight.
What's up?
20 minutes till that photos.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you heard that newer band, Title Fight.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Dude, they got backpacks. Like,
that's cool.
The JanSport backpacks. You know what I mean?
Dude,
it's like,
look at what ICP did.
Yeah, but I mean, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
geniuses.
License plates.
The boxing gloves was just like an idea someone had, and we honestly, I don't even know if we sold even all of them. I think maybe we sold like a couple of pairs of them, just because it was like, no one needs to buy boxing gloves, but if you were a big enough fan, you wanted to have them.
Are you guys boxing fans at all, or is that?
I mean, I like boxing. I don't follow it enough, but I do really like it.
It's not the same what it is anymore. You remember like Tuesday night fights on like Showtime and all that shit. It's like MMA kind of took over. I'm still to this day a huge boxing
MMA,
fan.
I think trumps all other combat sports because it's just that's my shit.
It's a different beast. Yeah,
definitely my shit. Who's somebody you'd wanted to work with musically that you haven't had a chance to, or you like really want to? Any like, I'm talking like a Trent Reznor, Justin Broderick, any like guy that's like really up there that you've always wanted to work with, even if it was just you solo,
right?
Or with the whole band.
I mean, dude, there's so many like artists that I get inspired by and I think are amazing. It's hard to pick. I mean, I don't know. I think it would be awesome to work with like a producer that like has done awesome metal albums, like someone like Ross Robinson or something like that.
Ross Robinson.
You know, getting people like, you know, like I've heard that like I mean, you know, honestly, even someone like Adam D from Killswitch would be an awesome opportunity for us to work with, because he's like, he's a genius.
He'll make you sound massive.
No, of course, no, yeah, his albums are great, so it's like, you know, there's people like that I would love for the band to be incorporated with, but as far as like just all around like musical interests I have, like Diane Ward would be amazing, Kanye West, Salem, it's like, the list goes on and on.
How about Meshuggah?
Oh yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meshuggah's an addict.